Hey guys, it's your girl Rochelle, the Hardwood Diva, coming to you here September 18th, Saturday. Wanting to give you my NFL Week 2 picks. Actually did pretty good last week, so we'll see how I do this week. First up, we have Buffalo and Green Bay. This one's easy. I'm going with Green Bay. I don't care how much they struggled against Philly a little bit last week. It's still Buffalo, and Buffalo's not getting this one. That was quick and easy. Next up, we've got Miami and Minnesota. Even though Miami did pretty well in their game last week, I'm still picking Minnesota. Can't go wrong with Brett Favre. Even though the team's not what it used to be, what it was last season. They're in the Dome. They're at home this week, and I definitely think after a fairly disappointing loss in week one, they're definitely going to bounce back this week. So I don't see Brett and the team losing, so I'm going to have to go with Minnesota. Next one, this one's kind of hard for me to pick. And originally it probably wouldn't have been that hard, but this one's going to be Kansas City versus Cleveland. I'm not really sure what to think. Cleveland, did pretty well last week. But Kansas City actually really surprised me against the Chargers. They came out with those two rookies that they have, and their kick returns, their punt returns, and they were killing. So I'm kind of leaning towards the upset. Romeo Crennel has definitely done a lot with this defense, and they have a totally different mindset. Um, I think I'm going to go out on a limb and have to pick the Chiefs simply because also the Cleveland is kind of reeling right now with Jake Delhomme being out, so I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Okay, fine. I'm taking it, going with the Chiefs. You guys take it. Let me know we'll see tomorrow how it goes. Next up, we've got Chicago and Dallas. These are my boys, Dallas Cowboys, and I think after last week's loss, they're definitely going to come back and do much better this week. It was kind of embarrassing how things were going at the ends of halves last week, so I see them doing much better, responding against Chicago, who, even though they did pretty well in their game, I mean, they only beat the Lions by a little bit, and that Calvin Johnson non-touchdown, which should have been a touchdown, but whatever. So I just don't see Chicago being able to pull this one out, and Dallas is going to be at home. So I'm thinking we're going to have to go with Dallas. Next, another one that's a little difficult for me because neither one of these teams really proved much to me last week, and that's Arizona and Atlanta. I thought Atlanta was going to do much better against Pittsburgh because, let's be honest, Dennis Dixon is not Ben Roethlisberger. So I was really surprised when I saw that they didn't do so well. But I'm just trying to figure out. And Arizona, even though they won, this isn't the team they were. And I'm still personally not totally convinced that Derek Anderson is better or is better for the team than Matt Leinart is. But, hey, it's not my team. So let's see. I'm going to go with Atlanta. Okay, that's the pick I'm taking now. We'll see what happens. I'm not really sure, but we're going to go with that one. We've got Tampa Bay up against Carolina. Even though Carolina was okay in the first half of the game last week, they were terrible after that. So I'm going with Tampa Bay this week. They did a little better in their game. So that's all I got. And I'm not personally think this game might be a snooze fest anyway. But, whatever. So we'll see. We'll see how they do. Maybe Freeman will prove me wrong. I don't know. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, though. Next up, we've got Philly and Detroit. And this is definitely the game to watch simply because Mike Vick was beasting last week. I'm really surprised he didn't get that one touchdown where it's like they were within the 10-yard line and he probably should have ran it, but he threw it just because he's trying to prove to them that he's still, a pocket quarterback. That's not you, Mike. You run. That's why everyone loves you. So I'm just enjoying the chance that he is finally getting an opportunity to start because he is a starting quarterback in this league. I don't care what anyone says, and I'm sorry that, what happened, but he deserves to start somewhere. And I'm hoping this week is that chance for him. Maybe it's with Philly, maybe it's with someone else later down the line, but this is what he needs, and I think this is going to be an amazing game to watch. Detroit is good, but, they're better than I've seen them before, but they're not going to get Philly. Just don't see it happening. Then we have Baltimore and Cincy. I don't know what happened last week with Cincinnati. They really ruined things for me. They were the first pick that went wrong for me. But they kind of embarrassed themselves. And I was pissed, let's be honest. So, what I'm thinking is they were embarrassed too. So, I'm hoping this is going to be pretty good for them. Baltimore coming off a really, really emotional game against the Jets on Monday. Um, Maybe this will be that chance for, Cincinnati to go in there and kind of bust them in the mouth real quick and run off. I'm hoping that because I really like Cincinnati. I've always loved Carson Palmer, and even though Ocho Cinco and Terrell Owens have their big personalities, I think they're amazing wide receivers, and I actually think they're amazing people, and I think they're people that deserve the opportunity to finally really get that chance to win. So I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Might be a little bit of an upset alert. Not sure yet, but we'll see. It's definitely going to be a game to watch, and I don't think it'll be at all a big difference in the score. I think it's going to be a tightly held game.